Charleston White has stirred up a lot of backlash on the West Coast after his recent comments about Nipsey Hussle during an interview with Say Cheese TV.
Jacksonville rap haven't been the same since Fulio died.
It'll never be the same.
When Fulio died, none of that was real.
It'll never be the same. Because he was the entity. But he was a dark entity. He was a God entity. That's how you know God can't come grab nothing. What God grab, it don't die. It lives on like Nipsey's legacy, like Tupac's legacy.
Oh, so now you giving Nipsey his flowers. Okay, hold on. Now you giving Nipsey his flowers.
Sean Cotton is demonstrating exactly how to capture a viral moment right now. Now, I like Sean, but let's be honest. If Adam had done what Sean just did, people would have called him every kind of white devil. And if Vlad had done it, he'd be dragged even worse. Labeled everything but a child of God, Sean Cotton recognized that Charleston White accidentally slipped up. He let his real opinions about Nipsey Hussle come through, revealing that his past comments were more about playing a character than genuine beliefs. When Charleston said Nipsey Hussle was a legend, that his legacy was blessed by God, and that he belongs in the same conversation as Tupac, that was him being honest. Everything else? That was just shock value. Charleston realized in real time. Man, he got me. Sean started to call it out, backing Charleston into a corner. Faced with that, Charleston flipped in the other direction, opting for extreme disrespect, likely more than we've ever heard from him before. And why? Because Charleston is smart. He knows it's better to be seen as a hater than a hypocrite. It's more respectable to stick to your stance, even if it's wrong, than to come off as inconsistent. So in response, Charleston ramped up the disrespect toward Nipsey, going to new extremes, not necessarily because he believes what he said, but to recover from being exposed by Sean Cotton in that moment.
You did it on accident. You didn't realize. I had to catch you on that.
Accident is a mistake.
Nipsey, come on, his influence, come on, bro. Don't play his influence.
That wasn't a slip up. Let's be real. Charleston White genuinely has respect for Nipsey Hussle. He actually admires him. But because of Charleston's strained relationship with the West Coast, he feels the need to insult Nipsey Hussle as a way to get back at that region. It's now clear that he does, in fact, like Nipsey Hussle. At this point, Sean starts to pick up on Charleston's slight discomfort, so he leans into a tactic that's common in casual arguments, similar to how someone will pretend to defend a person they know the other dislikes, just to stir the pot. For example, if someone says, "That guy's always flexing with fake cars and knockoff clothes," and you reply with, "Man, stop hating. Those fake designers? No way. Pookie made $1 million last year." Now the original person feels challenged and they escalate, saying things like, "$1 million from what? He's not pulling numbers, no views, no streams, he's not doing anything." That strategy provokes them into fully embracing their criticism. And that's exactly what Charleston White ended up doing, going into full-on hater mode.
When Nipsey died,
Nipsey Hussle, baby.
Come on.
You done took me that Nipsey Hussle.
No, I'm saying, when Nipsey died, everybody was trying to do real estate.
I spit on Nipsey, her grave. I just spit on your float. I spit on that nigga grave. And I piss on his tombstone on the set, cuz. Don't tell me about no motherfucking Nipsey and that got ear miskilled.
You see what I meant? I told you, those playground tactics always work. But Charleston White definitely took things too far this time. That level of disrespect crossed the line. Still, Charleston was cornered and likely felt the need to respond. That way, because he was being directly challenged in the moment. Let's be clear. That comment was inappropriate and unacceptable. But within the context of his usual analogy involving air and Nipsey Hussle, it's somewhat consistent with what he said before. Here's what I mean. Charleston White has consistently said F Nipsey Hussle. In this instance, he repeats that, arguing that Nipsey as a persona was responsible for getting Aramis, his real name, killed. He often separates the man Aramis from the public figure Nipsey Hussle, the rapper and the gang-affiliated persona. However, I think Charleston's logic starts to break down at this point. Before he became a rapper, Aramis was already involved in gang activity, known on the streets as Thundercat. Nipsey Hussle didn't die over rap beef. He was killed because he confronted someone from his gang, the Rollin' 60s, about snitching. So, if we're following Charleston's analogy, it wasn't the rap persona that led to his death. It was his real-life gang affiliation. Aramis was part of that world before Nipsey Hussle ever existed, and that ultimately led to his death.
Them people over in that other country is saying, Aramis, Nip. Nip. It was a slip of the tongue.
When Nip died, though, everybody was trying to get in real estate.
Nobody knew where they at now, because God wasn't in it. Where is the marathon? Who got a testimony to say, Nip? Nobody.
His brothers.
His brother is riding off his brother's insurance money. His brother is riding off his brother's celebrity status of his celebrity friends coming to support him. His brother. His brother's still angry. Didn't you see the brother go to Compton Rico and try to press and say, go die for Nip? Fuck Nip. Nobody's dying for that bitch. So don't tell me about Nip, brother. He's angry. He's bitter. There's nothing God can do with Sam's heart or Thug's heart. That's why they need celebrity power.
Sam was always the leader. He always led Nipsey in the right way, in the entrepreneurship
How he lead his brother in the right way, and his brother died crippin'. And Sam wasn't no crip.
He has a successful burger business right now.
Sam don't have a successful burger business.
How's it not
Nipsey
successful?
had a successful burger business when he died. Sam just took the same successful burger business and built it off celebrity fame. If Nip wasn't your brother, you wouldn't have Black Sam. So don't tell me about these faking frauds who y'all idolize because they inherit some money. He did not work to build that from the ground up. He built it from his brother's death.
Charleston White's effectiveness often comes from his ability to speak with passion about things he doesn't genuinely care about. Honestly, I don't believe Charleston has any real concern for Black Sam. At this stage, it seems like he's spiraling because his authenticity was questioned. Now, Black Sam entered the conversation because Charleston claimed that nothing from the Marathon brand has continued. In response, Sean listed several initiatives Black Sam has been working on. You likely just heard Charleston dismiss all of that, saying Black Sam wouldn't be doing any of it if Nipsey wasn't his brother, and that Black Sam wouldn't be relevant without Nipsey. But that perspective completely misrepresents the relationship between Black Sam and Nipsey Hussle. In reality, Black Sam was both the strategic mind and the muscle behind Nipsey's rise. He was the backbone of the operation. If anything, it would be more accurate to say Nipsey might not have reached the same level without Black Sam, not the other way around. Long before the fame, Black Sam was hustling on street corners at 4 o'clock a.m., selling CDs, clothing, whatever he could. He helped evolve the Marathon from a small street setup to a full retail store on Slauson.Black. Sam has always played the leadership role behind the scenes. Nipsey was the face, the artist. And when Charleston White says, "How can your brother be a gang member and you're not, yet you're supposed to influence him?" that shows a misunderstanding. Black Sam has never claimed to be in a gang. But when it comes to street credibility and real groundwork, many would argue he has put in more than most.
I disagree when you said nobody was listening to Nipsey. He was selling out. I booked him twice, bro. In Dallas, sold out.
I never heard him come one time.
Sold out.
Now, I heard about him going to the bookstore. I heard him going about when he went to the bookstore. I ain't heard about him in Dallas.
Sold out.
I heard about when he went to Cooper Road in Shreveport, but I was living in LA when he died. And I wasn't hearing nobody bumping music. I was coming down here to Texas. I ain't heard him on the radio.
He wasn't mainstream, but he had a cult following.
There you go.
He had a cult following.
Don't tell me about a cult following. Cult following is a small percentage of people. So nobody was really playing the music. Not in LA. They weren't playing it in the cars or none of it. It was a small cult following.
Because he was independent.
No. It's not about that.
He didn't have a machine.
All I'm saying, whether he had the machine or not, nobody knew him but a small group. So don't argue. That's all I'm saying. Nobody knew him. I understand y'all love him. Nobody knew him because he had a cult is a small thing. It's not a nation. The nation didn't know him. Once he died, all over the country. But prior to his death,
come on, you know death is the biggest promotion.
Listen
you know
what
that.
I'm saying.
You know that though.
Let me listen what I'm saying. Nobody really knew him. I'm in LA. His music's not playing on no syndicated radio station.
Yeah, no, he wasn't on the radio.
But you can see him in snippets on social media platform where he's talking real estate and how he sold his album for 100. At that time, Mo3 and them were killing in drill music, so he was being overshadowed. His real estate talking. The young people weren't hearing it. The older adults in their late 20s and 30s was taking to him. The young people,
that's true,
was building a drill culture.
That's true.
So come on, man. He didn't have that influence. King Von and Chief Keef, they had the influence. Nip didn't. So Nip influenced nobody wore marathon shirts before then. They did a big purchase of marathon shirts after he died. No more marathon shirts.
Sold out.
Because it's the celebrity frame.
Yeah.
So the celebrities, right? So where's the marathon today? Other than his brother's burger shop by the celebrity frame.
I mean, it's no more music came out since
There you
then.
go. There you go.
Black Sam is the one who truly carried that street credibility. When Big U showed up, it was Black Sam who stood up and said, "You're not laying a hand on my brother," and made sure the bus left. When Nipsey and Big U had issues, it was Black Sam who stepped in and made it clear, "No one's touching my brother or taking him anywhere for a DP." If Black Sam had been a rapper, he would have been compared to Tupac. Seriously, if Black Sam made music, he'd represent what many people associate with Tupac: authenticity, presence, and respect. I honestly believe that if Charleston White took more time to research who Black Sam really is, he'd have a deeper appreciation for him. Black Sam wasn't just muscle, he was the strategist, the businessman, the visionary behind the scenes. Nipsey was the artist. But Black Sam was the foundation that helped build it all. So yes, I do believe Black Sam has every right to benefit from whatever came from his brother's success. He helped create the Marathon brand. There wouldn't be a marathon without him. Now? Charleston has argued that people didn't really care about Nipsey's music. If he were saying that about the world in general, maybe there'd be room for debate. But Charleston specifically claimed that people in LA weren't listening to Nipsey before he passed. And that's just not accurate. The reality of Nipsey. Hussle's legacy falls somewhere in between these two extreme narratives. If you ask the average person in LA, they might look you in the eye and say Nipsey Hussle is comparable to Jesus Christ, and they truly believe that. But that kind of thinking is clearly exaggerated. At the same time, the opposing view, that Nipsey Hussle was musically irrelevant and that no one in LA listened to him, is equally inaccurate. The truth lies somewhere in between those two extremes. Nipsey wasn't divine, and he wasn't a mainstream icon at the time of his death. He wasn't yet established as a rap legend. However, he was one of the most popular and respected artists in Los Angeles. His music was playing across the city. His album was getting local airplay. He was a recognizable presence, someone you couldn't miss in LA. He had strong local admiration and was clearly on track to achieve much more. Unfortunately, he was killed before he had the chance to reach his full potential in life. Even so, he still made a meaningful impact after his death. That's the balanced perspective. There's no need to go to extremes based on personal feelings. You can appreciate Nipsey Hussle and still recognize he wasn't a messianic figure. You can acknowledge that he wasn't a mainstream superstar or a certified rap legend during his lifetime, and still respect what he built. On the other hand, if you're critical of Nipsey, it doesn't mean you should claim he was irrelevant. That's simply false. Charleston White likely went that far because he realized he had accidentally complimented Nipsey Hussle, something he would probably describe as a slip of the tongue. Honestly, I believe that deep down, Charleston White actually respects Nipsey Hussle and his music. It seems like he uses this analogy, saying he appreciates Aramis, Nipsey's real name, but not Nipsey Hussle the persona, because of his ongoing issues with the West Coast. Charleston White appears to hold a particular kind of resentment toward that region. That might stem from personal experiences he had while living there, situations that clearly left a lasting impression and led to his negative views of West Coast culture and people. But what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you believe Charleston White made some valid arguments here, or do you think he completely missed the mark? Let us know. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.